Hello everybody, this is Kenneth Marks of the Ancestor Hunt. Today we are going to the state of Ohio to take a look at their historic newspapers collection. There are 58 total publications available, and they are available through the Library of Congress Chronicling America site. So if you are familiar with that site, you can possibly skip this video, but I would highly encourage you to watch the whole thing because there may be some features that you may not be aware of. So let's go looking for ancestors and their articles in the Ohio Historic Newspapers collection. The URL is up at the top, and that is chroniclingamerica.loc.gov, and this is the home page to which you can get to the newspapers and hopefully your ancestors' articles. There is an advanced search capability which you get to by this tab right here, or you can search directly from the home page. You can also get a list of all digitized newspapers, which we will look at in a moment, and you can look at the U.S. newspaper directory, which shows you all of the newspapers, whether digitized or not. So let's first take a look at what's available in the Ohio State Collection, and that is done by clicking the All Digitized Newspapers tab and selecting Ohio from the list of states, which we'll do right now. Then you can further subdivide by ethnicities or languages, but we won't do that right now. Let's just hit go, and it will show us all 58 newspapers. And in this little spreadsheet here, you've got the state name, the name of the newspaper, and when it was published. You can browse through issues if you choose. It tells you the total number of issues in the digital collection, the earliest issue in the collection, and the latest issue. And if you click over here on Yes under More Info, you can get a great amount of detail about that particular publication, which is always interesting to read. So let's go back to our list, and as I said, there are 58 newspapers available, and we'll go back to the home page. Bear with me for a moment while we do that, and that is back on the Search Pages tab. We won't do a search from here. We're going to opt to do an advanced search, and the way you do that is you go over here to select states, and we're going to select Ohio like so, and you can select specific newspapers if you choose. You have the ability to do a from year and a to year for a date range, or for a more specific range, say from a specific date to another date, you can enter it right here. You can limit the search to only front pages or specific pages. If you wanted to only look at page 10 throughout the whole entire collection, you could do that. You can restrict to language, either English, French, or Spanish, and you can search for any of the words. You can search for all of the words, or you can search for a specific phrase. The other thing that they do have, which is nice, is a proximity search, and that is where you enter two words here in this box, and it searches for occurrences of those two words within 5 words of each other, 10 words, 50, or 100. So that's a nice feature to have. So let's go ahead and do a search. I'm going to type in a surname from someone from my family tree who lived in Ohio, and that is Repp, R-E-P-P, and we're going to go ahead and hit search right now, and up comes the results. As you can see, there are 695 total hits. We can jump to any specific set of results here. We can jump to a page, etc. You can show only front pages. You can sort by relevancy score, which is what we have opted to do here, or you can sort by title or date. You can display 20 results per page or 50. And here are the first 20 results. As you can see, it highlights the occurrences of the search term within each of the thumbnails of the pages that is represented. And as you can see, there's some here and etc. So we can scroll down and look at the number of occurrences, and everywhere the search term is found, it highlights it in the thumbnail. So let's select one of them. Let's select this one from the Akron Daily Democrat from 1899, and up comes the results. As you can see, here is the result for Repp, and I'll zoom that a bit here in a moment. Let's do that, and I did that just with my scroll wheel, by the way, and you can see the article that has REPP highlighted. The options for displaying etc. are up at the top. You can zoom with the plus, or make it smaller with the minus. You can go to the home page. You can select other images within this particular publication. In this case, this is the front page, so it's page 1. You go to page 2 through 9, etc. You can also get to it by hitting this little arrow, which will scroll through to page 2 through 9 one at a time. You can go to previous issues with this left arrow right next to issues, or the right arrow for future issues past June 3rd, 1899 if you wish. And you can look at the OCR results by hitting text, and we'll get back to the PDF and the JPEG 2000 here in a moment. Let's scroll down and let's make that a little bigger. And we'll do it one more time. And you can move through the paper by holding your left mouse button down and moving the mouse like so. And here's the article. It's a little bit too big, so let's make that a little smaller. And there we go. If I wanted to save that particular article and clip it, what I would do is I would go to my snipping tool, like here, and I would draw a box around it, like so. There we go. And I would go ahead and save it. Obviously, I would change the file name to something representative rep article, and I would always include the name of the publication, the Akron Daily Democrat, the date, and the page number, because that is information I would want to use in my source citation. But we're not going to save that right now. Again, it will include in what you save the highlighted search terms, in this case REPP in pink. Now, I do not opt to save articles with the highlights in them, but you can do that if you wish to do that. I prefer not to, but I'm going to show you how to save the article without the highlights. And the way we do that is we just hit over here on PDF, and it brings up the PDF of that particular page. And as you can see right here, here is the article. If I wanted to zoom with our handy dandy little PDF toolbar down here, I would just hit the plus over here like so. And let's do it one more time. I could save the PDF if I wanted to save that entire page by hitting this little floppy disk icon here, or I can print it. And if I wanted to save that article, I would go to my snipping tool and draw a box around it just like I showed you before. And then I would do a file, right here, file save as, and save the article, again adding the publication name, date, and page number. And now I've got the article in my own collection on my computer, and again without the highlights. So that's how you save an article. And again, as I showed you, you could save the entire page by hitting the little floppy disk icon down here if you so choose to do that. One last thing I wanted to point out is you can save a page in JPEG 2000 format. That is a format that is supposed to be a bit superior to the normal JPEG format, but unfortunately there's not a lot of software that supports JPEG 2000, so I opt not to save them in that format at this particular time. Possibly in the future, when there is more software support for JPEG 2000, that might be an option that I choose, but not right now. So that is basically it. Let's go back, and again, these are all our search results. I can opt to choose another one like so, and here's one. We'll zoom in a bit. And here you go. This is REPP again. If I wanted to save that article, I would use the same particular functions that I did earlier, but I won't do that this time. And again, you can scroll down and see all the hits. It's nice to see the highlights on the thumbnail, because if there are a lot of them, it might be a rather interesting article. Sometimes also, even though this is quite small, you can see quite easily if it's an obituary, which if you're looking for that, it might save you time from going through each and every one of these. You could of course always go back to advanced search and refine the search down here if you chose to. So let's go back to our results, and let's go back to the home page. There we go. And that is basically it. It is a really easy site to use. It's got enough features to be able to drill down and find articles that you might wish about your ancestors. Again, there are 58 total newspapers in the Library of Congress site supporting Ohio from the mid-1800s through the 1920s. I would highly recommend taking a look at this site and searching for your ancestors' articles there. And I will close with my usual closing, that is happy hunting.